Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. In the previous video we did something. Okay, let me summarize the things that we did in the previous video. We created the VPC with this subnet, and we also created two subnets in Asia Pacific Southeast, and then we also set up our application load balancer as well as the target group, and we can see all these things are already ready. And now this is the time where we will be deploying our Django application using auto scaling group. Okay, so in order to deploy our application with this auto scaling group, we need to create a launch template. So now I will be creating launch template and then deploy using auto scaling group. So let's begin. So first of all, we need to create a launch template, and looks like I already have one, so I will delete this one which I didn't need. Delete template and delete. Okay, so let's create the new one. So when you see this screen and it looks like this when it is not used. So create launch template. Let's give it a name that describe this launch template purpose. So I will say deploy Django app. That's the name of this template, and the template version description. So I can say it deploys Django app with a automation script. Okay, and let's select the machine image. So I'm going to select Ubuntu, and because that's where the Django application was built in the first place. So I'm selecting the free tier, and instance type will be T2 micro because that's free tier eligible for demonstration. I just can select the T2 micro and keep here. So this one I am not going to select any keep here because I don't need to. And I can about the network settings. So in the template itself, I'm not selecting the subnet because if I select subnet from here, that would mean that this particular EC2 instance will be launched in that subnet. But I want auto scaling group itself to determine the subnet so that it can automate placing it wherever it needs. But the security group, so we need a security group here. So this security group will be before our EC2 instances. So let's go back to the picture. As you can see, we need a security group here that is just before this EC2 instances in this availability zone, and the same security group is placed before all EC2 instances in another availability zone. So we need to create that security group. So I'll call this Django app security group, and let's describe allows traffic on port 8000 from application load balancer. So we have our application load balancer here, and let me show you this. So application load balancer is sending traffic to our EC2 instances. So essentially application load balancer sends to the target group, and we need to allow traffic coming from application load balancer. So what we need to do is we need to allow traffic on a port 8000 because our Django application itself is listening on port 8000. So that's what we need to do that. Let's go back. let's add a security group rule. The first one is a custom TCP, that's right, and on a port 8000. This is the port where Django application is listening on, and the custom is right, source type custom, and we select the security group, the ASG, and this is the security group application load balancer. And yeah, we need to select the advanced detail. In the advanced detail, what we need to do is we need to provide the script. So I will select a script. Before I select a script, I want to show you what does this script does. So as you can see, I have a script called deploy django.sh, and if I cat it, so this is a bash script, and first of all sudo su, so it will become it will run as a root user, and it will update the system. And then we have select Debian front-end non-interactive to avoid the prompt that might come, and we're installing the Python 3 and other libraries needed for this Django app. Again, after we do that, so we are trying to cd into home directory, and we're pulling our Django application from this GitHub repository, then cd into that project folder and initiate the virtual environment, activate that one, and install the dependencies here, and use Unican to run Django application. Okay, so let's get that script here. You need to select deploy django.sh, and it's there. So I will create launch template. So the launch template is ready now. So now what I can do now is I can go to auto scaling group, and so I will be using console to deploy Django app from auto scaling group. Just select that one and give it a name. Give name like scale Django app, and select the template. So this template will be launched, and select the default version, latest one, and go to next. So where we select VPC here, this is our VPC, and select the availability zones, yeah, select all of it, and next. And since we have a load balancer, I will just select attach to an existing load balancer, and I can select the target group from here. And I'm not doing anything with this VPC lattice integration option, but health check I will enable load balancer, elastic load balancer health check. So that what happens when we turn on elastic load balancer health check, when the elastic balancer will perform health check based on the setting we provided, and then if elastic load balancer finds unhealthy instance, it reports to auto scaling group, and auto scaling group will replace that unhealthy instance. So healthy check grace period, we want to set 300 seconds. That seems long enough for my application, because we don't want to set for example, let's say 30 seconds. Why? Because when the EC2 instance is launched, it takes some time for like updating system package and installing the dependencies. It takes some time, so we need to give it enough time to settle. So if we just keep 30 seconds, it will not be ready by then. So after 30 seconds, ELB will start doing its health check, and if it doesn't get the expected status code, for in my example status code 200 for 5 consecutive tests, then the target will be considered unhealthy, which may not be true, and it will keep replacing it, and it will go in that loop and it will never get out. So we need to give it enough time. So this is also applicable when the auto scaling scale out. Then for the new EC2 instances, they also take time. So they will also be 300 seconds of grace period for them as well, so which is necessary so that they don't fail health check. And we next, and at the moment I will select design capacity 1, and then no scaling policy, no any other configuration. Just select next one, next, and next, and from here we can deploy it. Okay, so once we deploy it, we can go inside there and look at the activity section, and as you can see here, the activity history is not yet in service. So it is launching new EC2 instance. It has instance ID, and so it initially increased the capacity from 0 to 1, which makes sense. It takes a while for this EC2 to be launched and everything. So what I can do right now is I can go to instance, and I can see that application, that EC2 instance coming up. So if I just, yeah, it's running now, I can see, and it doesn't have any public IP address. So now what I need to do is go to target group and go inside the target group and see. I should be able to see that targets here. I believe that since I set 5 minutes, it should not be doing any health check until 5 minutes. And also I have other parameters here. Since I set the health check 5 consecutive health check failure for it to be unhealthy, because I set that deliberately long, because what happens is if we just set 1 or 2, it will quickly mark it as unhealthy, and that will be replaced. I don't want that. I want it to be unhealthy for 5 times. I mean taking a bit longer time, which means allowing my application to settle and up and running fully, so that it can pass all health checks. So to pass the health check as well, it will need to 5 consecutive health check success, so which is good. And health check interval is 30 seconds, means right now I have only one EC2 instance. So in that case, for 5 consecutive health check would take like 5 times 30, 180 seconds. So after 180 seconds approximately, it should be able to say pass or fail. But I believe it will wait for like that 5-minute grace period, if my understanding is right. But our EC2 instance is already there, ready. So what I do is I will open this instance in different tab. It's running, and it has passed the, as you can see, it has passed the EC2 health check. So which is different than application health check. This is EC2 also needs to pass its own health check. So okay, this is very interesting. It's unhealthy, so there must be something wrong, and I need to troubleshoot this one. So this is a very interesting opportunity for me to show you guys how to fix this problem. And I believe that there are, I think many people have experienced these issues. So I will show you guys how to fix this issue. Okay, so to fix this issue, actually I need to do a few more things. Okay, let's fix this issue. First thing first, let's go to our VPC. and in the VPC sections, because I need to have access to those EC2 instances to see what's happening, right? So what I do is I go to subnets, I select my subnet, and I need to make this I need to change something like this: enable auto assign public IPv4 address. When I select this one, and any EC2 instance launched in this will have public IP address, so save that one. And also I need to do the same thing for subnet 2, and edit subnet setting, enable it, and save it. Okay, that's awesome. After we do this, now the second thing to do is, since this failed already, so we don't need to do anything here, we just can stop it. So what I do is I will just delete this, because it already failed. It will continue in that loop. And I will also forcefully delete this instance here, instance state terminate. And now what I do is I will actually launch this template again. I will be launching this template again, and I will try to access it. So okay, one more thing I need to do is, since I didn't mention the key pair, I also need to change my template. So this is the time we update our template. Okay, so let's go here, and in the launch template we can select this one and update this. So create new version, description is including key pair to access EC2 instance. Okay, only one place I need to change this, my key pair. So that's good, and create template versions, and now we can use that. So go back to EC2 and go to auto scaling group, and it's getting deleting. That's fine, we can deploy another one and call it, let's say, deploy Django app 1, and select the template. Make sure you get the right versions, read the description. We need to have this one, yeah. So next, select the network VPC and availability zones, yep. And next, attach to an existing load balancer, and then select the target group. And so maybe let's not select to attach to an existing load balancer right now, because we are just testing why it failed, right? So next, and next, and create auto scaling group. So we will see that application coming here. Okay, now I need to do one more thing. To access this, I also need to change the security group for the time being, because otherwise I can't access it, right? So I will be changing few more things here. Security group, open new tab. As you can see, I'm trying to access the application directly at the moment. So this is the Django app security group, and I'm going to change the security group for this, because I want to access this port 8000, So what I do is I will, instead of making this traffic through this security group, what I do is custom TCP on a port 8000, custom anywhere IPv4. I will delete that one because right now we're not using application load balancer, and I also need to access this. So SSH, and that's from my IP, save the rules. So okay, now let's try accessing if we can actually see anything there. So just select this one and grab the public IP address. That's we have a public IP address. And what we can do is, let's say if you can access this application in the first place, or let's do the health check. That's even better. How we can do that? Here. So basically we can, in our application load balancer, reported it unhealthy, right? So because there could be many regions, let's see what status code our application is returning. For that we can simply call -i http Control-Shift-B on a port 8000. Okay, it looks good to me. As you can see, it's returning 200. It is returning the expected status code. So which means it's running. I can access this application right from the browser now. Then http Control-Shift-B port 8000, and we can access this application. So what's the problem then? Okay, let's try adding to load balancer. So what I do is I will change the security group now. I don't need to access this, so I will just change custom TCP on a port 8000 custom, that's right, from the security group application load balancer. Delete that one and save rules. Now what will I do is I will go to auto scaling group and I will update it. So to update this, simply what can I do is, how to update this? This is interesting, right? Go here and go to the section where it says load balancing, edit that one and select application load balancer, select that target group and update. Now let's go to our the target groups now, and it should report this as a healthy because we saw that it returned status code 200. Yeah, it has reported healthy. That's interesting. Now it's doing fine. Now let's see. Now let's do a real test. Let's simulate that one of the instances failed or died something. So what I do is I will just select that one and just do something here. Terminate this instance. So auto scaling group will make sure it has always one EC2 instance, that desired instance number. So it should deploy it. So let's go to auto scaling group and let's check the activity. And I want to know when it launches new EC2 instance, what happens with its health check. So as you can see, it's launching a new EC2 instance. it's running. Okay, should be successful now. It's successful. Now let's check the target group. What does the target group reports about the health? I have a feeling it will show unhealthy. That's a root L check path, traffic board, 8000, success code 200. Yeah, so good. I'm wrong this time. It's healthy. That's beautiful. Then we can access our application from load balancer and go here and sorry, take the DNS name and just http and provide the DNS name here, and we access our application. And this is where we register new user and login page. That's beautiful. So this is how we do auto scaling group to deploy in applications. So this is it. Thanks for watching.